Hello, I'm Scott Newman and welcome to Lorbeck Luxury Cars Friday Drive. On this program we have a lot of beautiful, luxurious and exotic cars, but even by our standards, this is something special. Meet the Ferrari F430 Scuderia Spider 16M. The first part of the name is self-explanatory. This is a drop-top version of the hardcore 430 Scuderia. But the 16M is important too, as this car was built to celebrate Ferrari's 16th F1 Constructors' Championship. And yes, before you ask, that's the most by a country mile. Just 499 were made worldwide, offered to Ferrari's most respected and valued clients, with only single digits coming to Australia, making this an extraordinarily rare opportunity to purchase one of the brand's most sought after models. Like the Scuderia Coupe, the 16M had more power, a faster gearbox and the latest F1 technology like an electronic differential, but it was also an incredible 80 kilograms lighter than the regular 430 Spider. Not exactly a heavyweight to begin with, thanks to exotic materials like titanium springs and carbon fibre absolutely everywhere. Painted in Ferrari's signature Rosso Corsa with Scuderia striping, the 16M comes with all books and a full service history. But this is a car made for driving, so that's what we must do. So this is pretty special. I mean, there are only as many 16Ms in the world as there are Enzos and LaFerraris. This is a rarer car than an F80, rarer car than an F40. But there is more to this car than just its rarity. The 430 Scuderia sits at a really interesting point in Ferrari's history. It kind of signifies the end of an era. After this we got cars like the 458 Italia, the F12 Berlinetta, which are stunning, but they are different. Dual clutch gearboxes, more electronics, bigger cars, whereas this still feels small, it still feels quite raw and analogue. Being the end of the era though, all the technologies in this car are at their very zenith. And nowhere is that more apparent than the F1 gearbox. When this first came out on the 355 in the mid-90s, and early ones, like with any new technology, early ones could be a bit of a struggle. Whereas this is fantastic. In traffic like this, it's smooth, absolutely does exactly what you want it to, yet in race mode, in manual, you can shift in just 60 milliseconds. This was the ultimate in F1 gearbox tech. It's a similar story with the suspension. This car has adaptive dampers, and one of the key people involved in its development was Michael Schumacher. And apparently it was at his behest, but there's a little button down here for bumpy roads. And that has appeared in basically every Ferrari ever since. Because it realised that it didn't have to be a super focused stiff track car all the time, especially on the road. So you can have the car in a race, in its sportiest drivetrain setting. If I hit this, it just slackens off the suspension, so it's perfectly comfortable. There is still quite a lot of tech in this car though. It was the first of the mid-engine models to get the F1 traction control that first arrived in the 599. It's got an electronic differential. We've got the Magnetino switch that most Ferrari owners now will be familiar with. We've got sport, we've got all-weather, we've got race, which I'm in at the moment, as well as turning the systems all the way off, which I'm not going to do. But, like many Ferraris, the powertrain is what makes this car really magic. The 4.3 litre V8 makes 375 kilowatts, 510 horsepower, and revs to almost 9,000 RPM. And it makes just the most glorious noise. For this car, Ferrari installed special resonators that are activated by the accelerator angle, so you can drive along and go. You can play the engine almost like a musical instrument, and when you go wide open, it's very simple. If you're a serious Ferrari collector, you need a 16M. No ifs, buts or maybes. I feel very fortunate to have driven it, and if you want to be the next person behind the wheel, get in touch today. I'm Scott Newman, and you've been watching Lorbeck Luxury Cars Friday Drive.